There's a kind of quiet wisdom, one that doesn't really come from books, but from the earth itself. Let's just spend a moment together with one of those truths. It's a story we all know, isn't it? How success can change a person. Sometimes people seem to grow taller with pride. Their voices take on this new, harder kind of certainty. But there is another way, a much older way. In Persian, there's a saying that paints a very different picture. It describes a kind of fullness that doesn't reach up, but bows down. It sounds like this. Deracht harche porbartar oftadetar. Just listen to the sound of it one more time.
درخت هرچه پربارتر افتاده‌تر.
What it means is, the more fruitful the tree, the more humbly it bends. And you have to understand, this isn't an idea that came from a library or some lecture hall. This thought grew, it grew in a garden. Can you just picture it for a second? A branch so heavy with ripe pomegranates, so full of life, that it begins to bow, letting its fruit touch the soil with this kind of quiet grace. That's where this idea comes from. That real humility, it isn't weakness. It's the very sign of maturity. But of course, this isn't really just about trees. This wisdom, it lives in people too. Let me tell you about a man I heard of, an engineer named Farhad, a truly brilliant man. As his reputation grew and grew, something curious started to happen. He began to speak less and listen more. The younger engineers, they expected to find that sharp edge of brilliance, maybe even a little bit of arrogance. But instead, they found this deep, unwavering patience. Then, one day, a young intern, full of both courage and confusion, he finally asked him, "With everything you've accomplished, why are you so gentle?" And Farhad, he just smiled this small, knowing smile, and he said, "A full tree has no need to stand proud." And what's so beautiful is that this truth, it doesn't just come from one corner of the world. It's a kind of quiet knowledge that just seems to blossom everywhere, in so many different languages. I mean, you hear echoes of it in English, right? When we say that humility crowns greatness. You see it in China with the image of bamboo, how it bends in the wind but never breaks. And you can feel it in Germany, where the deepest respect isn't for the loudest voice, but for quiet, steady competence. It's almost as if wisdom, no matter where it grows in the world, wears the same familiar clothes. So all of this, it brings the question back to us, doesn't it? How do we carry this into our own lives? I mean, how do we become that fruitful tree? Well, maybe it's just a reminder that a leader without humility is actually quite fragile, so easily broken. And that knowledge, the moment it becomes proud, it's like a closed door. It's the moment learning stops for good. And so maybe the true measure of a fruitful life isn't how high we can reach, but how gracefully we learn to bow. That maybe the highest branch we can ever grow is the one that bends the lowest, returning all that it has to the earth that gave it life in the first place.